Hi guys, Andy here. Got another unboxing for you today, and once again a big thank you to clove.co.uk for sending me this Sony Xperia X Performance. So I've not played with the Sony for quite some time, to be honest, so I'm quite interested to see what this one has to offer. We can see here it's got a 23 megapixel camera, 13 megapixel front facing camera, a 5-inch screen, full HD, 64 bit Snapdragon 820, and it's got 32 gig of storage. I'll go through the other specs in a moment. That's the device itself. It does look very nice. Dedicated camera button. So it does remind me of previous Sonys I've had, but it feels very nice. It feels a good premium, I think, premium quality feeling device. Let's come back to that. Let's just double check what else is in the box. Startup guide, I think will be okay. Thank you. I think I'll muddle my way through. The charger. I'm assuming that means quick charge. Is that the quick charge 2.0 logo? And then obviously, oh, there's a cable. Again, I've got my own cables and things, but that is, let's just double check. That is micro USB. It's not a USB type C at this point. Let's pop them all back in. Just tidy things up. And let's go back to the device. So let me read through a few of the specs. 8.7 millimeters. I do like that it's totally flat, so there's no camera bump. It will sit on a desk, perfectly flat, no wobble. I'm a fan of that. It's a proper slabo phone, as I sometimes call them. 164 grams. It feels, it feels reasonably weighty, but in a premium type of way. I'm going to see if we've got power in the battery while I'm talking. The screen is an IPS LCD. I'm not as big a fan of LCD screens, but we'll see how we get on. 5 inches corner to corner. It's a 1920 by 1080, so 1080p. That's about 441 pixels per inch, which is perfectly respectable. Plenty good enough, I would say. I mean, look, early looks good so far. Let's see how it gets on. Scratch resistant glass, so it's not an oliphobic coating, so in theory it should resist my fingerprints. We'll see how that works. Triluminous display X Reality engine. No idea what that means, I'm afraid, at this point. It should be running Android 6.0.1, Marshmallow. It's got a Snapdragon 820 chipset, a quad-core, 2x2.15 GHz Cryo and 2x1.6 GHz Cryo CPUs, an Adreno 530, and 3 gig of RAM. So it's quite odd in some ways, because you've got Snapdragon 820, very good. Quad-core, not octa-core, okay. Adreno 530, very good, top end. 3 gig of RAM. So we'll see how that pans out. As mentioned already, the 23 megapixel camera on the back, f2.0, so it's 24 millimeters. And what do we say, 13 megapixel on the front. So I think all in all, so far, it feels very nice. Design and kind of the feel is very nice. Probably at this point, just giving you a look at the screen, it looks nice and crisp and clear to me. At this point, I'll get logged in, get a couple of bits installed, and come back to you. So I'm just updating the apps and things I installed. Geekbench, we'll have a look at that in a second. And one of the notifications was NFC detection area, and I've tapped it, and I've realised it's probably worth seeing actually. The NFC detection area is located on the front of the device. Hold your device closer to another device or an NFC. So if you see that, it's basically saying it's there, which I think is quite interesting. Which, I mean, to be honest, I think that kind of makes sense. If we imagine my little Google hacky sack is a contactless payment point, and actually you're going to go, that actually makes more sense than going. Do you not think? To tap. I quite like that. I don't know how. I mean, I thought NFC was reasonably big. I don't know. I'll have to give it a go, I suppose. So it looks like the different apps have updated. Oh, that's very stock Android actually. Settings a little bit colourful, but let's just double check so you can see Android version 6.0.1, baseband version and kind of build number. If you're interested in that, if you want to double check, that's where we are. So let's have a look at the camera, mainly because you go to the Sony website. Oh, interesting. But I want to use the camera. If another app's using it, tell it to go away. I was waiting for it to update all the apps, but that was taking forever, so we'll leave some of them until later. I've done the ones I think that I need. I will just quickly show you the fingerprint sensor. So I have set my fingerprint up on the power button, my thumbprint. It doesn't work on touch. You have to press the power button, but that's pretty quick, so quite impressive. Let's have a look at... Whoa. I guess. Oh, what was that? Oh, recommended. Okay. So suggested and recommended. Suggested. Okay. Oh, so maybe they're based on where I am at home. That it thinks I want to use those. Not that it knows I'm at home at this point, but. So let's try the camera again. That's what I was trying to do before. There we go. We're in action now. So let's bring save. Yeah. Switch mode. Yeah. Switch mode. Swipe to switch to another capture mode, such as video or manual. Oh, okay. So there's manual. Well, I'm swiping, aren't I? It doesn't want me to swipe. It wants me to tap. If I swipe, nothing happens. That kind of thing that bugs me. Why tell me to swipe if that's not what, you know? Just don't tell me anything in that case, and let me figure. I'd have tapped. You the one that said flaming swipe. God damn it. Anyway, so manual. I don't know why I put a manual. Xperia Auto. So let's see how quickly. Yeah, that seemed pretty quick. Now obviously it's hard to tell. It looks a pretty good picture. Obviously I'm going to take more pictures outside, etc, etc. Can we do any kind of funky... Oh, so you can, but not in the bit where the actual things are. That doesn't work. That does. That's a little weird. But, okay. I know that now. That's fine. Quick one of me. Oh, what now? Oh, sideways. Well, that's quite annoying because LG do it up and down. Eye detection. Keep your eyes on the front camera lens. Has it detected my eyes? Hello? I don't think it did. It didn't make me look particularly handsome. So the camera can't be that good. Anyway. So, yep, seems quick enough now. It did kind of mention, I wonder what happens... So I think, let's just try that again actually. So on the website it mentions 0.6 seconds from like standby to... I mean, I don't think that was 0.6 seconds. It was pretty quick. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad effort. Let's do a YouTube. It's going to ask me who. I'm going to be me. And I'm going to pick... bit of a cosplay video, why not? With a Samsung advert on a Sony review. Move on. Oh, here's Diva, look. For the Overwatch players. So, didn't sound too bad. Didn't sound amazing or anything, but sounded reasonable. Now, as I said, I prefer AMOLED screens, but actually, they look, when they're in use generally, these days, the LCDs really do look quite good. For me, it's more about the night. I've got my new night clock that I use that just has the time glowing and the rest of the screen is black, and that doesn't work on an LCD because the whole screen has a bit of a glow to it. But all in all, I mean, that image looks pretty good. I would say, I assume we're on, what? I assume we're on HD, yeah, 1080p. obviously is the height. That's what the screen is. It can't go any higher than that. But generally, let's see if there's a different video that might. Should we try an honest trailer for Gladiator, perhaps? Everyone loves an honest trailer, surely. When it finally loads. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bad idea. Looks like it was. Some kind of issues there. Let's run a Geekbench. So there's kind of clarification. Anything we didn't know there? Interesting, it's picked up the slower of the CPU speeds. The top one was 2.15 something, wasn't it? Anyway, let's go ahead and run that. So, first impressions, yeah, I quite like it. I do like the design. I think these days that's a very important factor of your phone. When the top-end devices, there's not a huge amount between them these days. I have some people moaning. Obviously, the Note 7 has been announced recently. A lot of people have said, "Oh, it's not that different to the S7 Edge," and it's not. I don't think we're progressing in the scale that we used to. If you went back, I don't know, a couple of years, and therefore all the top-end phones, all out. I mean, I'm going to assume it's going to come out around 5,000. Let's see. Yeah, so 4762. It's around 5,000. That's slightly under what my Note 5 is doing. So all devices have generally got that kind of performance. So we're not making gains on the performance like we used to. That's kind of plateauing, I think, to an extent. And that's a respectable score. It's not amazing, but it's respectable. So if the performance is generally that good, and screens, so even though it's LCD, I say that as if they're like second rate or something. The screen is still amazing. Cameras, is there really that much between them now? They're all so, well, the top end I'm talking about, they're all so good. So I think a lot of the time what it comes down to is the design of the phone, and actually this is a really nicely designed phone. I suppose you could argue as well actually that it comes down to how the OS is portrayed in some ways, and how close to Android. Some people prefer a lot of people, maybe there are some less techie people that like how Samsung do it or like how LG do it. A lot of people in my circles are talking about how they love the stock Android. But this looked relatively stock Android on the drop down menus and all that kind of thing. Is very much stock looking. Just crank the brightness up to see. Obviously I will be measuring that. So I'll do a proper review. I will be measuring things like the screen brightness. I'll be taking lots of photos, videos. If you haven't subscribed at this point, please do so, especially if you want to see the content specifically for the Xperia X Performance. Or if you just want to see my other video. I've done a lot of videos now. So feel free to have a rummage through. But yeah, I do like the design of it. I noticed there's none of the sort of bars, you normally get, I think they call them antenna something or others. I suppose, is that, it looks more like just a bit of a, if the camera's focusing on that, actually looks more like just a join than anything else. So I like the design of the phone. It's the nice, this is, I could see myself owning a phone that looked like this. Let's put it that way. So there it is. I will use it for a week or so. I'll do the review. There'll be a variety of other videos I've just mentioned. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I'll try and remember to answer them in the video. Quite often I forget, but we'll see. But for now, my name's Andy. Oh, thank you once again to clove.co.uk for sending me the phone. Please do go and have a look at the website. If you're looking to buy a new phone, I can highly recommend you check them out, because they're a great bunch of guys, great service, highly recommended from me. So, my name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.